Why did Naga Sadhus burn Acharya Prashant's books and posters at the Mahakumbh? For Acharya Prashant, Osho was not enlightened, Sadhguru is not enlightened, and every spiritual leader of his time is not enlightened. But him? No, he himself admits he is not enlightened. So, what spirituality can he talk about? What spiritual path can he guide his followers on? If Dhruv did a podcast with Acharya Prashant, there is definitely something wrong with this man. 5.4 crore subscribers. Something seems fishy, right? I'm not saying it's because of the ecosystem, but it's still strange why the left and liberal ecosystem never attacks Acharya Prashant, even though he has become so popular teaching Vedanta. You see, the left ecosystem in India attacks literally every famous Hindu spiritual leader. But why do they not attack Acharya Prashant? They even invite him to interviews, and this man shamelessly goes. When Dhruv had a podcast with him, it became clear to me that something is fundamentally wrong with this man. Dhruv only has podcasts with those who align with his agenda. Dhruv even told people that they should not follow gurus like Sadhguru but should follow Acharya Prashant.
जग्गी वासुदेव जो प्राउडली कहते हैं कि उन्होंने कोई हिंदू स्क्रिप्चर्स नहीं पढ़े.
Somebody who reads a book and talks that is plagiarism. I read no book. If somebody says this is not what is in a book, I will say please correct the book. I have not read the Gita, so I really have not. My own vision has never failed me. So I always kept away from all scriptures because I didn't want to clutter myself with something or the other.
खुद भी कहते हैं कि स्पिरिचुअल बुक्स पढ़ने की कोई जरूरत नहीं, वो बीजेपी के फेवरेट हिंदू गुरु हैं. लेकिन आचार्य प्रशांत, जिन्होंने सारे स्क्रिप्चर्स एक्चुअली में पढ़े हुए हैं और आपको वैल्यूज सिखाते हैं जो भगवत गीता में दी गई हैं, उन्हें एंटी हिंदू बनाने की कोशिश की जाती है क्योंकि वो व्हाट्सएप माफिया के एजेंडा के खिलाफ जाते हैं.
एंटी हिंदू न्यूज आउटलेट्स हैव अ डीप अफेक्शन फॉर आचार्य प्रशांत. These same outlets publish propaganda articles and videos about all the famous Hindu gurus. But they make friends with Acharya Prashant. Why? You should know the reason. If you think this is all silly logic, let's get into the real game now.
अरे बाप रे, ये तो धोती खोल रहा है.
This man literally criticizes every other popular spiritual leader he is competing with. He has many dedicated videos that defame Sadhguru indirectly and portray him as a fraud. And there is something important about Acharya Prashant. If someone uses his videos to criticize him, he puts a copyright strike. That's why I had to avoid using any clips of him. But if someone takes his videos and talks positively, he does not do anything. Why is this? If someone is completely misrepresenting you, you can take action. But if it's healthy criticism, what's the problem? If he is genuine, he should not have any issue with criticism. Sadhguru has so many videos criticizing him, but did he ever strike them down? I know Acharya Prashant is making a lot of youth to read our scriptures, to stop eating non-veg, quit harmful addictions and start doing meditation. But people must know the other side of him. He is so confused about his teachings. He is jealous of his competitors. And he mindlessly associates himself with those who are part of anti-Hindu propaganda. I will expose all this, so you better watch this video till the end. Acharya Prashant repeatedly targets Sadhguru and other spiritual gurus and organizations as if they are ripping apart society by spreading pseudoscience and superstition. He believes all of them are spreading pseudoscience, but only he is spreading true science. He says meditating at Brahma Muhurta makes no difference, consecrated places are myths, and wearing Rudraksha brings no benefit. Let's break down all these claims one by one. Acharya Prashant gives crude logic about meditating at Brahma Muhurta, saying that if it's Brahma Muhurta in your city, it's a different time in some other place. So which place is Brahma Muhurta are you talking about? This logic comes from a mind that does not understand the meaning of sunrise. If sunrise happens at 6 o'clock in your place, do you expect it to happen at the same moment in other countries? Even though time zones are different, the event called Brahma Muhurta happens somewhere around 3:30 before sunrise all over the planet.
In the way the planet is spinning and what is happening, something very fundamental changes somewhere between 3:20 to 3:40. This is called Brahma Muhurta.
This is relevant only up to 33 degrees latitude. Your system, human system, functions in a certain way. It is a possibility. At that time, if you sit up and do whatever process you have been initiated for, not what you picked up from a book, it will bear maximum fruit. The seed will get the necessary support at that time for it to sprout or spurt up more rapidly than at other times. This is only for the initiated. If you're not initiated, you're a book yogi, then 340, 640, 740, not so much of a difference.
Acharya Prashant openly dismisses the idea of consecration, saying that consecrating a place through rituals or by a priest is hogwash. Look at the hypocrisy. Acharya Prashant claims to have read our Vedas, Upanishads and all, but somehow he seems to have missed the Agama Shastra, which is all about prana pratishtha or consecration. All of our temples are built on the idea of consecration. How can you be a Sanatani or a Vedantian if you dismiss our temples? Acharya Prashant says that Rudraksha is only a reminder of Shivatva. It has no power of its own and wearing it brings no benefits. Gurus consecrate malas and give them to their disciples. Acharya Prashant is not a guru. He himself claims that. So he cannot do these things, which is why he criticizes them. Without proper reasoning, if you attach Rudraksha to Shiva, it becomes superstition. There is a reason why Rudraksha is associated with Shiva. If every other seed could be associated with Shiva, why is it only Rudraksha and 5 other things?
See, every substance has a certain reverberance to it, everything in the universe. Now we are trying to identify things which will push us in a particular direction. It's not just about Rudraksh. Plants, flowers, animals, everything have been identified as to what will take you in a spiritual direction and what will not. You have heard that this flower is the favorite of Shiva, this flower is the favorite of Vishnu. Because they're just identifying a certain reverberation which would come close to what we are referring to as Shiva or Vishnu or whatever else, and saying this flower gets you closest to that. So you who touching it, you receiving it has a certain impact. So everything was identified like this. Rudraksh is one of those items which has a very unique type of reverberation.
Another reason why it's owned by Indian sadhus and mendicants is they're constantly traveling. One who is constantly eating and sleeping in different places, his body goes through a certain level of destabilization. In the sense, many of you might have noticed this, you went to a new place, even if you're very exhausted, somehow in a certain place your body won't settle down and sleep. Have you noticed this ever? If you're a traveling person, you would have noticed it in some places, your body just won't settle down. You're fully exhausted, but you cannot sleep. So person who is constantly traveling wears a Rudraksh so that he has a cocoon of his own energy, that the outside energies does not disturb him. He has we call this a kavacha.
There are many things that Sadhguru talks about which don't have modern scientific backing. But it is because Sadhguru speaks from experience, not from books like Acharya Prashant. For low IQ people, many of Sadhguru's talks sound pseudoscience. Such people make a living claiming to expose Sadhguru's pseudoscience. And Acharya Prashant has gained a lot of fame doing the same. Acharya Prashant says chanting mantras will not give any benefits if you don't know their meaning. I'm asking, when you listen to a song, before understanding its meaning, first you enjoy its music. Even if you listen to a song in a language that you don't understand, you still enjoy it, right? How? The same goes for mantras. You don't need to know the meaning of a mantra to get the benefits of chanting it, because meaning is intellectual, not spiritual.
Mantra means we say it's a pure sound. Why is one sound pure, another is not? Not like that. That is, mantra is significant for the sound of it, not for the meaning of it. Meaning exists only in your psychological space. There is no meaning anywhere in the universe except in the human mind. But there is sound, because sound is a reverberation. And today modern science is talking about how there is no matter, everything is reverberation, there's just energy reverberating. So sound is an existential reality, meaning is a psychological thing. Meaning is meaningless, really. but sound exists. So, the science of using the sound to create certain atmosphere within yourself and around you is what it is about.
This is why I say Acharya Prashant is confused. He is not clear about his teachings. He is a confidence without clarity candidate.
Confidence means where there is no clarity, you made up something in your mind to feel bullish. Confidence without clarity is a disastrous process. Unfortunately, so-called influencers, coaches, trying to build confidence, especially if you're a leader of people, extremely important that you have clarity, not confidence.
An Acharya is an interpreter of scriptures, not a guru. Acharya Prashant himself claims he is not a guru. He is an Acharya, a preacher. A preacher can impart the knowledge he got from books. He cannot guide people on the path of spirituality. Only an enlightened being, a guru, can do that. A guru does not preach from scriptures. His talks and methods come from experience. If you want solace and scriptural knowledge, you can go to an Acharya or a preacher. There is no problem. But if you want to attain mukti, the ultimate goal of spirituality, you need a guru, not an Acharya. So it's better if Acharya Prashant calls himself a motivational speaker or a life coach, not a spiritual teacher. And finally, I have one question for Acharya Prashant. He can use whatever logic he wants, but he cannot escape this question. Acharya Prashant must answer, if he is a true Sanatani, a Hindu and a Vedantian, why did he go on a podcast with Dhruv Rathi, who promoted individuals like the one who says Hinduism is bullshit?
I will openly say that Hinduism is bullshit.
And another who says Ayurveda is bullshit, in the same video where Acharya Prashant was promoted. Not only Acharya Prashant, his followers should also answer this question. The comment section is yours.